How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the corner. I'm the DM as always. If you're new around here, I do videos where I just talk about things that I want, rant, mostly scream when it's really dumb shit like what we're about to see here. And, otherwise just kind of do videos that I feel like doing. So, if you like that kind of content, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and let's get into it. This is by Nate the Lawyer, an absolutely fantastic lawyer. And yeah.
Okay, people, Dalton's former police chief, the guy who just was fired after the Lightfoot report, has been indicted on bankruptcy fraud. Wow. Okay, Tiffany Hinyard's number one cop has now been indicted for bankruptcy fraud.
We have some breaking news coming in from the south suburbs right now. The acting police chief of Dalton has been charged with bankruptcy fraud. Louis Lacey is accused of filing misleading statements in his 2019 bankruptcy case. Lacey is a close ally of Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
Now, Chief Lacey...
Now, to pause right there for a moment. Here is my prediction for what's going to happen with this federal indictment or whatever. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They're going to find him guilty. He'll have to pay probably anywhere between like $50 to $100 million or whatever. And then he'll be allowed to walk free. That's exactly what's going to happen. And you'll see why I say that later on.
Is an interesting character, to say the least. I'm going to let my boy Tommy G tell you a little bit about Chief Lacey.
The man you see here is Deputy Chief Lacey. While you might look at him and think he's a Walmart version of Detroit Urban Survival, he actually is a man with a disciplinary report thicker than the Bible. He currently has 3 active lawsuits against.
So let's talk about those. He has 3 active lawsuits. So this is the first one. Defendants Lacey and Bankhead then used physical force on the plaintiff, including striking him, grabbing his extremities, twisting his arms, restraining him, and ultimately handcuffing him, which caused him pain and physical injury. Defendant Lacey, the police chief, then used pepper spray on his face, including his mouth, nose, and eyes, causing extreme pain, fear, and physical injury.
All 3 of them alleged violations of the...
Now then, here, let's go back up. Okay. So let's see. The plaintiff was arrested under Lacey's orders. At all times, he was exercising his First Amendment right while peacefully protesting against the police shooting and killing of a young black woman. We'll get to that, don't worry. He was arrested without reasonable or probable cause. He was violently seized by the defendant officers while recording the arrest and protest.
alleged violations of the Constitution for the acts he has committed.
Yes, he violated the Constitution a lot. Defendant Officer Lacey gave the orders for the arrest, which was without reasonable or probable cause, which means it was an illegal arrest. He was not allowed to do that. He was placed under arrest for protesting, which, again, you're not allowed to do. You're not allowed to do that. Here, let me just real quick. Right here, we'll get to this, don't worry. Right here, the First Amendment, basically it says that it protects your right to protest. The First Amendment of the United States Constitution protects freedom of speech, religion, and the press. It also protects the right to peacefully protest and petition the government. The amendment was adopted in 1791, along with 9 others, to make up the Bill of Rights. Right here, here's what the text reads. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or of the right of the people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. By the way, just in case you don't know, just in case you're an idiot, just in case you like to try and say that this isn't what this means, this right here means you have the right to peacefully protest. Full stop, end of story. No one is allowed to stop you from doing that, no matter who they are. The president can't do it, the police chief can't do it, police officer can't do it, a member of the Senate can't do it. Literally no one is allowed to do it. You are not allowed to be stopped from peacefully protesting. Now, if you are doing it in a violent manner where you're causing harm and destruction and whatnot, that is not peacefully protesting. That is causing a riot. That is allowed. That means you are allowed to be arrested for causing a riot. This man was peacefully protesting. We'll get to what he was actually protesting in a minute. Let's see. So we have him violating the right to protest. We have him unlawful arrest. Let's see. He was placed in a squad car for nearly 20 minutes. He was never informed why he was being detained. You are supposed to do that. So that's the third one. He was taken to the station and placed in a dark interrogation room for several hours without being processed or informed why he was being detained. Guess what? This is illegal. You are not allowed to do this. This is literally illegal. This is shit that the FBI does. And the FBI keeps it secret because it is not legal. And whenever they do it, they don't do it on U.S. soil because it is illegal. Plaintiff West was also denied access to the bathroom while in custody for several hours. This, again, is illegal. You're not allowed to do this. This is torture. Eventually, he was released without charges after the protest ended. Yeah. So, right here, pretty much every single one of these is illegal.
Share some of his past actions with you so you can get a picture of the man he is. Let's start with his petty
So, just with one person, by the way, just so we're keeping track, he already has like 7 or 8 things that he's done that are illegal.
incidents. One of his reports...
Sorry, I keep pausing. I'm going to go back here for a moment so he can actually get his full thought off. By the way, the things that he is... the things that are illegal are, 1, federal crimes, and 2, they're war crimes. Torturing someone, putting them in a dark interrogation room for hours and not allowing them to use the bathroom, that is torture. That is a war crime. So yeah, he has committed a war crime. And so has everyone who has assisted him and didn't try to stop him doing this, which is every single person at the police station at the time that was aware of it, which would be basically everyone.
Actions with you so you can get a picture of the man he is. Let's start with his petty incidents.
By the way, I bet you, and I'm going to do this, I bet you if I title this video, like, this officer committed war crimes and no one's doing anything about it, or if I do it something like that, I guarantee you YouTube removes the video.
One of his reports details him threatening the water company over a $300 bill he didn't want to pay. He's all...
By the way, this is mafia. This is what the mafia did. You're not allowed to do this. This is extortion, intimidation. You're not allowed to do this. You must pay it. This, by the way, is another federal crime.
Hey, he's also known for trying not to...
Why didn't the water... Why is it... I'm going to try not to start yelling, because if I do, I'm going to turn this into a 20-minute rant. But, like, why is it that no one, when someone commits a felony, when someone breaks a federal crime, tries to do, like, intimidation tactics or mafia-style tactics, why does no one fucking report it? Why does no one report it? Especially when they're the... This entire video is why... And I know what I'm going to title this video. This entire video is why we need federal investigations into everyone that has any kind of authority or position of power. And every single year, another investigation has to be done to make sure that they're actually not violating the law and not committing war crimes.
To pay tolls when he drives through them, but things get more serious.
Oh yeah,
Many
and he doesn't want to pay
residents have banded
tolls.
together to note his excessive use of force and his use of the taser. In a 2012 incident, he was sued for Fourth Amendment constitutional violations due to excessive force. Lacey lost this case, and the judge ordered payment of $12,000 for the incident.
Okay, so first constitutional charge that he's caught. Okay, he was found guilty of violating the Fourth Amendment by using excessive force. $12,000. Okay, we're gonna pull up a calculator and we're gonna keep track of how much he has to pay.
Incident. In the summer of 2021, 19-year-old Alexis Wilson was shot 7 times and killed by Dalton police. Her mom emailed us twice, pleading with us to expose Officer Lacey. Activists Carlos West and Rabbi Michael McLennan protested this killing 7 days later, exercising their constitutional right to free speech. However, their rights were violated by Officer Lacey once again when he ordered their arrest without due cause. They filed a lawsuit, and on March 4th, both of these men were awarded $50,000 in settlements. This is one of Mayor Tiffany's lead...
Okay, so that's now plus another $50,000. So far, this man has had to pay out $62,000. Okay, for violating the Fourth Amendment, and then for violating the First Amendment for 2 different people. Okay, so he has now violated the Constitution of America, the Constitution of the United States 3 times, and has been found guilty of violating the Constitution of the United States 3 times. Okay, it's not like these guys have just filed these lawsuits and then were settled out of court. No. He was found guilty. He was found guilty of violating the Constitution 3 times.
lapdogs that she uses to control the town through his goonish actions. Another case he was involved in resulted in the largest settlement in Cook County history.
Okay, so here's another one, right? So $33,500,000. So this is now what his total payout has gotten to. So just in case you don't know what this number is, this is $33,562,000. This is more money than the majority of anyone alive nowadays will ever see in their entire lifetime. In their entire family's generation. Like, that's how much money this is. This is more money than most generations will ever even see. Okay.
$33.5 million.
You can't step over there on public property.
This is not public property. Where is the public property?
Now, you got to go over to Tommy G's channel and check that video out when Lacey harassed Tommy G. Now, Lacey was just mentioned in the Lightfoot report.
Once again, based on the board's directive, different individuals aren't following the board's directive. There was a deputy chief that was placed on administrative leave. He disregarded it and showed up the very next day. He then received a notice that he was terminated, and he despite.
By the way, he shouldn't have just been terminated. He should be thrown in federal prison. In fact, not just federal prison. He should be thrown into federal solitary confinement and just forgotten about. Like, just completely forgotten about. No food, no water, nothing. Here's what we should do, okay? If he wants to take someone and throw them into a dark interrogation room for several hours and not allowed to use the bathroom, pitch blackness with nothing else, that's exactly what should happen to him. Throw him into solitary confinement, pitch black rooms, straitjacket everything, not allowed to use the bathroom, nothing, and just left in there for 4 days. Just leave him in there for 4 days. No communication, no light, nothing. Just leave him in there. See how he feels.
Being notified that he was terminated, and in discussions with the Fraternal Order of Police, the FOP, he again showed up today.
So Lacey,
if he showed up the second time, he should have been immediately arrested. He should have immediately been arrested and thrown in jail. Why was it that he was told he was on administrative leave, showed up, told he was fired, showed up, and he's not in jail? What is your reasoning? What is your reasoning? What is your reasoning? He's put on administrative leave. He began to trespass because he was there when he was not allowed to be. He was fired. He then trespassed again in direct, intentional refusal to follow the law. But, of course, and nothing happens. But that's the story of this entire, of this police chief, is he is found guilty. He is found to be obviously violating the law, either on state or federal or even constitutional levels, and nothing happens. Remember, he's been charged almost $34 million by now. He's still not in jail.
Lacey was put on administrative leave. He came to work anyway. He was fired. He came to work anyway. Now, all that occurred on
He didn't come to work. He didn't work there anymore. He didn't work there. What he did was he came to the police station and tried to start ordering people around. Just tried to start being the boss when he's not even allowed to be there.
About August 8th, 2024. Now, when I'm shooting this video, it's actually August 12th, 2024. So 4 days later, now Lacey has been indicted for bankruptcy fraud. Now, we are going to read this complaint to see what's going on in Dalton. Now, the weird part about this is the second person in Tiffany Hinyard's administration to be indicted on bankruptcy fraud charges.
Wow! Look. I've said this before. I'll say it a million more times. When there's one, there's a lot more. This is for everything. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's a criminal conspiracy, there are at least 7 more you don't know about at all times. If it is something like this, there are at least 7 more you don't know of at all times. If it is a pedophile, there are at least 7 more you don't know of at all times. Okay? It doesn't matter what you do. No matter what, when it's a criminal plot, when it has criminal consequences, there's always 7 more you never know about at all times. Always. These 9 counts, there's 7 more counts that no one knows about. I guarantee it.
Remember Keith Freeman?
As WGN Investigates was first to report today, a top aide to Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard has been indicted for bankruptcy fraud. It comes amid ongoing questions about Henyard's spending and leadership.
And
hey, guess what? Henyard, who is at the fucking top of it all, giving all of the fucking orders and everything, right? Where's the federal indictments and charges against her? Oh, they don't exist. Oh, wow. Who could have thought that people with massive power are just exempt from the law?
Legal experts say it could be the first sign
Wow.
that the feds are trying to get people to share what they know about potential government corruption in the South suburbs.
Here's the thing. They don't need anyone to say shit. They don't. They have the fucking financial records for the town. I mean, the last time I covered this, Nate was showing a town meeting that they had. And one of the ladies was like, while y'all are over here bitching about who did this and who did that and who took what flight, I got the financial records here, and they say we're fucked. Like, you have the financial records. You can literally just look at the financial records and go, oh yeah, look at all this shit that she bought on the company's money that she shouldn't have. This is blatant corruption. Like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Administrator for Dalton and Thornton Township, Keith Freeman, pleading not guilty to bankruptcy fraud. His attorney speaking with reporters after the arraignment.
We've had a couple of questions directed to me about whether or not this indictment means that the government is effectively trying to squeeze Mr. Freeman into cooperation. And
This isn't fucking politically motivated, you fucking shit piece of fucking crap lawyer. You should be fucking ashamed to call yourself a lawyer. This is not politically motivated. What the fuck? What? Oh, I'm about to fucking lose it. I am about to fucking lose it. I was hoping he wasn't going to try and make this shit political. I was hoping he wasn't. But it's obvious this fucking... It's obvious that this fucking retard reject of a lawyer wants to be like, oh, this is politically motivated. Oh, the government's trying to strong-arm him. Oh, the government's trying to blackmail him. Fuck you! This man violated the Constitution 4 times and was found guilty of it 4 times. He is 4 out of 4 on guilty of constitutional violations. Fuck this man! If the government wants to fucking strong-arm him, grab him by his fucking scrawny little fucking throat and throw him into a dark room and leave him there, go for it.
think that
And you know what? Even if it is politically motivated, guess what? Good! I want it to be. You know why? Because this fucking freak show of a psychopath should never be allowed to fucking breathe air again.
question is a question better put to the government.
So, along with Keith Freeman, now Chief Lacy is indicted.
Oh my God. Nobody reject pieces of shit on Twitter spouting bullshit about things that are politically motivated that they aren't, that's one thing. Those guys are just fucking retards, okay? This man is a fucking lawyer who wants to try and imply that this is a fucking politically motivated stunt. Fuck you, you fucking...
On bankruptcy fraud. Okay, so this is a 9-count indictment against Louis A. Lacy, former active police
It should include his lawyer.
chief of Dalton. So here they
I
talk
hope
about
they throw his
Louis
fucking
A. Lacy
lawyer
as a
in
police officer in Dalton. They talk about the bank accounts that Lacy controlled. Then we get into the details of what happened. So the indictment talks about a case.
By the way, no one person should ever control a bank account for a large thing like a large corporation or a fucking like a state or a city. One person should not be able to control that. That should have to go through like 17 fucking people, and all 17 have to fucking sign off on authorizing whatever spending there is. And the larger it is, the more exponential the fucking amount of people that are in it should be. So if it's like, if it goes from like a state to like the federal government, the amount of people that are required to sign off on it should be like 500,000 people. Or better yet, no, it should be the American people. It should be, we want to spend the money on this. Will you allow us? And then they put it to an American vote, and whichever one gets 51% of the fucking votes, that's the side that wins, because that's actual democracy. Is the majority wins. If it is 51%, they win. That's how democracy works.
Case that was filed on July 22nd, 2015, in which Lacy came to a settlement agreement with the plaintiff. Now, Lacy agreed to...
Oh, look. Okay. So here's another, what was it, 55,000 onto his total.
Paid the plaintiff $55,000. Now, in 2019, the plaintiff filed a motion to enforce the settlement agreement against Lacy because he had failed to pay $43,000 of the agreed upon $55,000.
Wow! Criminals stay being criminals, and they stay refusing to do as they're ordered. Wow! 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 Who could have thought that a criminal, a 4-time convicted Constitution violator, would decide, I'm not going to pay it?
Now, the indictment points out something pretty interesting, that between 1984 and 2019, Lacy filed a total of 7 bankruptcies. Then the indictment goes into why...
Dog, if you file more than 2, there should be a federal investigation opened up into why you're filing so many fucking bankruptcies. Why is he allowed to file 7 and absolutely nothing comes up as suspicious? Like, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. If you're filing 7 fucking bankruptcies, something is suspicious. You're not doing this in good faith. You're a criminal. Full stop.
we have the bankruptcy protections that we do, and it lists all the processes and procedures you need to file for bankruptcy. Then they go on to tell us what happened in this case. All right, so the government alleges a scheme to defraud, claiming that there were material false and fraudulent representations made in relation to this bankruptcy filing. Now, the government alleges that Lacy was doing this in order to prevent the enforcement of the settlement agreement that he came to in the case we talked about earlier.
Wow. So not only is he stay being a criminal, he's doing more shit that's criminal. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. A criminal is going to do more things that are criminal unless you throw him in jail. Wow.
Now, the reason you can do this by filing bankruptcy is a mechanism called the automatic stay in bankruptcy court. Here are a couple of lawyers explaining what that is.
The automatic stay is the core protection. It's the most important protection of your bankruptcy case at all.
Guess what? Fuck you. Fuck you. If you have a settlement and you're trying to file for bankruptcy, full stop, you're obviously trying to avoid paying that settlement that you are legally obligated to fucking pay. You are obviously trying to get around your legal obligations, and that should be that should automatically prohibit you from being able to file any amount of bankruptcy for the rest of your life.
court issues what's called an automatic stay. That order compels creditors to stop all collection activity against the debtor. The automatic stay goes
Bullshit.
immediately into effect, and all your creditors receive notice of the stay from the bankruptcy court.
It's bullshit. Absolute, complete bullshit. I don't give a fuck why it was put in place. It's bullshit. It is bullshit. If you owe that money because of you are being legally obligated to by the fucking court, you should have to pay it full stop no matter fucking what. There should be no protections for you. None. Zero. Zilch. Nothing. If you are a criminal, you forfeit all rights. All rights. All protections. All rights. Everything. You get nothing.
Creditors
you.
can no longer file lawsuits against you or proceed with a pending lawsuit that exists in a court.
Now, in this case, the
Bullshit.
lawsuit is that 2019 settlement, and what's stopping them from collecting against Laci is the fact that Laci filed bankruptcy and this automatic stay.
Which is an obvious ploy to make it so he doesn't have to fucking pay. It's so fucking
Now,
obvious.
the government's alleging that Laci falsely represented his financial circumstances. Now, the government alleges Laci did
Duh,
this by
of course.
concealing the income of his wife, who didn't file for bankruptcy. The fact that she was, quote, contributing to payments of Laci's expenses,
Wow,
including living and
go
mortgage
figure.
payments. They also allege
Wow, go figure. His wife is also a criminal. Who would have fucking thought that a criminal would marry a criminal?
Laci tried to conceal his bank accounts and how much money he had in those accounts. Now, the government alleges that Laci filled out the bankruptcy paperwork knowing that they contained these material false statements and material admissions. And remember, all of these documents are signed under the penalty of perjury. One of the tricks the government alleges Laci
Nothing's gonna happen to him though.
did on the bankruptcy filing
Nothing.
is totally pretend that he and his wife had separated when they say, quote here, Laci, well knowing that he was married, not separated, and that his non-filing spouse was residing with him, earning income and contributing to the payments of Laci's expenses, did not disclose his non-filing wife's employment, occupation, employer, monthly income, and falsely represented that his combined monthly income was approximately $49.95. And the government alleges that if you add his wife's income to his income, which you're supposed to do in bankruptcy, it would have been substantially more. He also did things like tell the government his net income in a given month was $617. Now, former Chief Laci is...
I don't even need to know anything else about him other than the fact that he was the police chief to know for a fact that he had more than $600 of income. I know that, and the reason why I know is because if you work a job making about $15 an hour, working 4-hour days, 5 days a week, you make that much. That's how I know. Because that's basically fucking like minimum wage in most states. Like, yeah, like that's obviously fucking false. And just a base police officer gets more than minimum wage, so you know.
facing 9 counts. Now, that's because every time you lie on the form or lie to the government, they're charging you with 1 count. So he is being
There's
charged
probably
with 9
7
counts.
more we
Chief
don't know
Laci's
about.
lawyer responded to these charges.
I spoke this afternoon with Laci's attorney. He called today's charges a witch hunt designed to
Of
get
course.
another Henyard ally to turn on her in this ongoing investigation. And
Of course, because it's all politically motivated. All of this is politically motivated. There was absolutely no wrongdoing whatsoever. Any kind of financial misappropriation or errors in it are the other side. Of course, they're just trying to get them out of power because they just don't like them and they're political rivals and blah 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 and all these fucking lawyers who don't know what the fuck they're talking about and want to defend a fucking known criminal, want to defend someone who's violated the Constitution of the United States 4 fucking times and been found guilty of it. They just want to defend this man. Why? He is indefensible. No fucking lawyer should take any of his fucking cases.
into her spending.
That's exactly what the U.S. Attorney does.
No, it's not! No! 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 Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you. You know what? No, I'm not going. But fuck you. Fuck you. This is not a political witch hunt. This has nothing to do with politics. Your client is a fucking criminal. You fucking piece of shit, waste of skin lawyer.
Every single time. They start with people that they believe that they can flip. They go down the line.
It's not political. Shut up.
Show up.
So, here's the thing. The government getting people to flip on them. Guess what? You know who else does that? The fucking police. You know what else? You know what else? Lacey, I guarantee fucking 1,000%. I'd stake my fucking life on it. I guarantee you Lacey did the exact same fucking thing. He does the exact same fucking thing. You know how I know? You know why I'm so confident that I'd stake my life on it? Because he took a peaceful protester, arrested them, threw them into a dark interrogation room for hours, refused to let them use the bathroom, and then released them without any amount of charges after the protest ended. That's how I know. Because your client, Mr. Gull, what the fuck ever your name is, your client wants to be a fucking torturer. He wants to be a fucking criminal. The fucking Mexican cartel, the drug cartel, the one known for just murdering people because they looked at them funny. Yeah, they have better standards and morals than this police chief. The Mexican cartel. Let that sink in. And if you don't believe me, go look up the story about how they released a bunch of hostages because the people that grabbed them falsely, and the people that grabbed them were rather severely punished by the Mexican cartel for their fuck up. You want to know why? Because they understand the game. They understand how laws work, and they understand repercussions. That's why.
Up at 6 o'clock in the morning, when a person is not lawyered up, when a person is just waking up, and they're telling you, oh, I'm here to talk to you and be nice to you and don't worry about it, and you're not under arrest, and then we're going to leave, and we're not going to arrest you today.
And you know who else does that? The cops. Every single fucking cop does this. Every single fucking one. You want to know what? Hey. You know what? You want to know another cop that when he approached the person said, oh, we're not here to arrest you. Oh, we're not here to hurt you. Blah, blah, blah. You know who else did that? The cop that fucking shot Macy in the fucking head. Because she was cowering in fear when this motherfucker pulled a gun on her. He also said, we're not here to arrest you. We're not here to harm you. The fuck out of here.
Some questions that we have for you. So immediately a person puts his foot in the mouth, and from there, the fish is caught.
Is that what they did with Lacey?
To a certain degree, yes.
So I'm not.
Yeah, guess what? You want to know why they did it to Lacey? Because Lacey fucking did it to everyone else. Because every single cop in the history of ever in the United States did it to someone else. That is why. That is how it's fucking done. That's how it's always been done. If you want to fucking sit here and be like, oh, they're mistreating him because they're just trying to get people to flip and and be all this fucking bullshit high horse fuckface lawyer wannabe, because you're not an actual lawyer, okay? You're not. You want to know who is a lawyer? Nate the lawyer. You want to know who's a lawyer? Legal. They're lawyers. They're actual lawyers. This guy, he's not a fucking lawyer. He's a fucking bonehead, fuckface, fucking,
Is that what they did with Lacey?
To a certain degree, yes.
So I'm not too sure what Lacey's lawyer said. It sounds like they had a conversation with him. He put his foot in his mouth, and now they're flipping him like a fish. Who knows? But that's my opinion based on what I just heard. Now, Lacey is...
No. So it's not... That's not what they're saying. What they're saying is that it's a political witch hunt, because that's exactly what they called this. They called this a witch hunt. Okay? Let's let's be clear about this. They called this a witch hunt. They're making this shit political. That's exactly what they're doing. They're making the shit political. And I guarantee you, they're going to bring up something about the defund the police movement. I guarantee it.
Still continuing
Guarantee
to work
it.
even after he was fired.
Now, last week, the trustees placed him on paid administrative leave.
Why is it paid? He's a fucking criminal. He has lawsuits from 2016 that prove it.
Told me he was continuing to show up to work after that because they didn't have the power to put him on leave. The village then sent him a termination letter, and I'm told he kept showing up even after his firing.
He should have been arrested. He should have been. The cops there should have immediately grabbed him, threw him to the ground, arrested him, and throw him in jail.
Much more to come on this indictment tonight at 9.
They should have done it immediately, the moment he stepped on the property.
WGN News.
The moment.
Lacey's employment status here in Dalton a bit cloudy right now. Last week,
it's not cloudy at all.
He's terminated. Administrative leave. He told me he was continuing to show up to work after that because they didn't have the power to put him on leave. The village then sent him a termination letter.
No adult.
He kept showing up even after his firing.
Now I gotta say this: what's going on with Dalton and the feds? This is obviously what's taking so long. They're going through their flip book. First, it's Keith Freeman. We got you on the bankruptcy. Now you got the police chief. Hey, you're looking at some decades in prison. Tell us what you know.
It should be life, by the way. Like, full stop, it should be life no matter what. It should be life no matter what. It doesn't matter if he flips. He should be thrown in jail for life. Because the moment he gets out, he's just going to do this shit again. I guarantee it. And that, of course, this is all assuming that he actually even goes to jail. I doubt he will.
And okay, we haven't even talked about the overtime that you're getting that you really weren't supposed to be getting.
Oh, wow.
So
look at that. More criminal activity.
Lacey, he looks like a squealer. He looks like a snitch. He will be probably singing the tune.
He looks exactly like an actual pig. I'll say it. He looks like an actual pig.
Dude, the lawyer's talking tough right now.
And this guy, this fuckface, this wannabe fucking lawyer, he's the farmer for the pig.
But the lawyer's looking for a deal because, quote, he may have already put his foot in his mouth.
Show up at 6 o'clock in the morning when a person is not lawyered up, when a person is just waking up.
And hey, guess what? If they talk, that's their fault. That's their fault for not getting their lawyer. If the police come to talk to me, okay, it doesn't matter if it's 2 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock at night, okay? Doesn't matter. If the police come to talk to me, I'm not saying shit without a lawyer. Full stop. I don't care what it's for. I will not talk to a cop without a lawyer present. Ever. Full stop. There is no circumstance where I will say a single fucking word without my lawyer present. If they want to sit there and talk without a lawyer present, that is on them. They chose not to have a lawyer. They chose to do that. That is on them. If they just woke up, this is what they should say. Oh, I'm sorry, I just woke up. Can you give me a few minutes to try and wake up and get the grogginess out of my eyes? And if they refuse, then you say, okay, well, then in that case, just so you know, I'm not saying another word without my lawyer, and unless you are placing me under arrest, you need to leave my property. And if they then refuse to leave your property, then you get them on camera refusing to leave your property, refusing to arrest you, refusing to charge you with anything, refusing to show any warrants, and then in court, you smack them with all of it, and you show that they're the most corrupt fucking bitches on the planet. That is what you do. If you actively choose to not request a lawyer or to have your lawyer present, that is your fault, not the police.
and they're telling you, oh, I'm here to just to talk to you and be nice to you and don't worry about it, and you're not under arrest, and then we're going to leave and we're not going to arrest you today.
You know what? Cool story, bro. Where's your warrant? Where's my lawyer? That's what you say to the cops when they show up at your house. Where's the warrant? Where's the lawyer?
But here are some questions that we have for you. So immediately a person puts his foot in the mouth, and from there, the fish is caught.
Is that what they did with Lacey?
To a certain degree, yes.
Question for you before you get out of here. Is Lacey going to take a deal? Next question is, what?
Yes, he's going to take a deal. Of course he's going to take a deal. That's what they all do. That's what happens with all of these fucking lawsuits. That happens with everything. It doesn't matter if it's video games, tech, real life, agriculture. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. They raped you. Guess what? You take a settlement. That's what happens. It happens time and again. Someone gets raped. They file a lawsuit. It's settled out of court. Someone breaks the law. They get prosecuted. They settle out of court. And you know what happens every time? They admit no wrongdoing. And you know what's going to happen? That's what's going to happen here. He's not going to go to jail because he's already been found guilty of violating the Constitution 4 times. No one fucking cares because why would they? It doesn't fucking matter. That's what's going to happen. Nothing. It's going to waste... No. Actually, it isn't that nothing is going to happen. It's that it's going to waste millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and tens of millions of taxpayer dollars doing this entire stupid fucking lawsuit that's not going to go anywhere. Then there's going to be a settlement. He's going to pay, what, maybe another $50 million? And then just walk free, and that's it. He's not going to go to jail. He'll probably get his job back. He'll continue being the police chief. The mayor will probably become the mayor again. They're just going to continue to do this. And the next election cycle, what's going to happen is she's going to have him just arrest all of her political rivals for spreading misinformation and a bunch of other extremist bullshit, and probably accuse them of like spreading woke propaganda and being a part of the political witch hunt to try and oust her police chief on bullshit fraud charges and all this other horse shit. That's what's going to happen. You want to know why I know that's going to happen? Because look at what happened to Trump. Look what happened to Biden. Look at what happened look at what's happening in America. Just in America, right? Just look at what's happening. This plays out the exact same time and time again.
Why hasn't like 70 of you subscribed to the channel? You watch
because they're just idiots and don't realize that they're supposed to subscribe. Did you know? Not legal advice, not real, by the way. But did you know that it's totally illegal to not subscribe to Nate, the lawyer, as well as myself?
Watching every video, you're enjoying this content, hit the subscribe button. And look, I'm putting this at the end of the video, so there can't be any complaints about me asking all the way through the video. But if you can, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to check us out on podcast form, check us out on any of the popular podcast platforms.
Okay, one more outburst, I'm clearing the room. Officers, clear the room. The media has to step out also. Okay, if you don't calm down, I'm going to clear the room. Okay, last time I'm gonna say it.
Guys, you out of
All
order.
right, you're out of order.
You're out of order.
One more disruption, I am clearing the room. All right, okay, stop, quiet, otherwise we are gonna clear the room. Okay? One more word, we're gonna clear the room, okay?
Only thing you're clearing is a fucking taco buffet.
All right, one more time, I'm clearing the room.
All right, clear the room. Clear the room. Clear the room, guys. This is your everybody out.
So yeah, that's the video. This went on for 44 minutes for a 12-minute video. I mean, that's pretty standard for me, I'm going to be honest. But it probably would have been a lot longer. So anyways, yeah, convicted criminal, convicted constitution violator, and soon to be convicted bankruptcy fraud man, has never seen jail. And the only thing he's done is put other probably innocent people in jail. So yeah. Anyways, thank you all for coming to my corner. I've been the Demon as always, and I will see you all next time.